Hey everyone, welcome back. This is it. The final payment window for October has officially been confirmed. If you're still waiting for your Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA deposit, this is the week you'll want to pay close attention. According to the latest updates from the US, Treasury and the Social Security, the last round of direct deposits and paper checks is rolling out between October Ursaworth and October Sanser East Saint. This final stretch determines who gets paid when and how much lands in your account. And I know a lot of you have been refreshing your bank apps over and over, wondering, did my payment go through yet? Don't worry, I've got you covered. In this update, I'll walk you through the official timeline, the group by group payment schedule, and a few important reminders to make sure your payment doesn't get delayed or shorted. Well, before we dive in, I want to say this. I've spent hours reviewing the Social Security Administration's official October payment calendar, Treasury deposit data, and the VA's benefit schedule. Everything you'll hear today comes directly from verified government sources, not social media rumors. And if you're new here, welcome. This community is here to keep seniors, retirees, veterans, and anyone living on a fixed income informed clearly, calmly, and truthfully about every update that affects your wallet, your benefits, and your peace of mind. So go ahead and grab your coffee, sit back, and let's talk about what's officially confirmed for the final payment week of October Arsenling Arsa War. I know how stressful waiting can be. When you live on a fixed income, every dollar matters. Groceries, prescriptions, rent, electricity, they all add up fast. And when prices keep climbing, it can feel like your check just doesn't stretch far enough anymore. I've heard from so many of you, people saying that even a water delay can mean choosing between medication and food. You're not alone. That's exactly why I take the time to go through these updates carefully, clearly, and with real life examples. No, if your payment hasn't landed yet, don't panic. There's a clear pattern for how these final October deposits are rolling out, and we're about to break it all down. Here's what's confirmed. The final payment schedule covers anyone with birthdays between the Ursa East Saint and the Sanser East Saint of the month. For VA benefits still in processing, the Social Security Administration has confirmed that the last batch of deposits will arrive on Wednesday, October Arser Send, and Wednesday, October Censors. Depending on your group, if you receive Supplemental Security Income SSI, your main payment went out on October East Saint. But some people who qualify for state-level supplemental benefits might see a second smaller deposit this week. And for veterans, the Department of Veterans Affairs says pending benefit adjustments and retroactive payments should be completed by October Censor E Saint in most cases. Now let's quickly review the groups so you can find where you fit. Group E, birthdays between the East Saint and Zhurth, paid on October Jolth. Group R, birthdays between the Shru Eth and Ersteth, paid on October Shru Luth. Group San, birthdays between the Arser E Saint and Sanser E Saint. This is your week. Your deposit will arrive October Ursa Stirred or October Censored, depending on your bank's processing time. For SSI recipients, state-level supplemental payments will appear between October Arser Bath and Sanser Saint. And for veterans, any final adjustments or retro pay will finish up by October Sensory Saint. Now let's make, and remember, if you've chosen to have taxes withheld using Form WCV, your deposit may look smaller, but that's just to prevent a tax time surprise. Also, Medicare Part B premiums, currently about ibait cheater sustan chitty ling, are automatically deducted before your payment hits. Right? So, for example, if your gross benefit is jobide and you pay ibait chister sustan chitling for Medicare and Worcesters for taxes, your deposit will be around dollars. Luke by Chisawu, that's your real take-home amount for October. Right? Now, for a bit of good news, because October is the final full month before the Arsenling Arsalup Ciola increase, the SSA is already updating its systems to prepare for January's higher payments. That means fewer glitches and fewer delays moving forward. Also, the Treasury Department reported a Bifinger Julser Juldent Loot electronic payment accuracy rate, the highest ever recorded. That's thousands fewer missing or delayed payments compared to last year. For veterans, the VA confirmed that disability compensation increases tied to COLA are now perfectly synced with Social Security, meaning smoother transitions. And several states, including California, New York, and Florida, have quietly increased their state SSI supplements by $2 a month. It's small, but as one viewer said, that's my blood pressure refill right there. Still, let's be honest. Even with all these improvements, inflation is still eating into everyone's budget. Groceries, rent, and utilities are all higher. According to the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, senior households are spending about Bifinger Ardent Loop more this year, roughly Wujarbot extra a month, mostly on healthcare and utilities. So yes, this October deposit helps, but it might not go as far as you hoped. Still, don't lose hope. You're not alone in this. Millions of seniors across the country are adjusting, budgeting, saint. Now let's make this real. Dorothy, whose Chester RN lives in Indiana, told us her payment usually shows up a day or two late, often on Thursday instead of Wednesday. That's perfectly normal, especially with smaller local banks. Carlos, a disabled veteran from Texas, finally received his retroactive adjustment after waiting 3 months. It showed up October, Bath, labeled VA benefit adjustment. So if your payment hasn't shown up yet, give it until October census before calling the SSA or VA hotline. Now, for the data, according to the U.S. Treasury Department's October disbursement report, over 3 million payments being sent this month across all Social Security programs, totaling about ibait isti by dillion in benefits. The average retirement benefit is around ibait joshuti per month. The average disability payment is about si by century, and the federal SSI rate is Jubai Sisser San for individuals and EC by Isherwool for couples, not counting any extra state help. Here's a quick behind the scenes note. These payments move through what's called the Automated Clearing House System, or ACH. That's the system that delivers electronic payments. When a scheduled date falls on a weekend or holiday, the payment automatically shifts to the nearest previous business day. That's why some people saw their October Saint SI payment arrive on September census. If you use a Direct Express card, your funds usually post overnight between midnight and Lek Adem Eastern Time. If it still says pending, don't stress. It might finalize by Joe AM your local time,